Today, we're going to talk about goals. And if you worked with me on the workshop a couple of weeks ago, we set goals and we did them in 90-day chunks. So how they are for quarterly. And then we break it down to what you're going to do and work on each month. So many of you are working towards Valentine's Day in whatever type business that you're doing. Some of you aren't. Some of you are working on your consultations and meeting with event professionals and so many of those people right now. So what I want to know is, have you set goals already for this year? Or maybe you already set the goals, but here's the big question. Once these goals are set, how are you going to make sure that you achieve them? Because what we're doing every single day makes the difference, whether or not you're going to achieve the goal or not. So you created a big vision. So how are we going to get to do that? Our brain processes over 35,000 decisions a day. That just astounds me. So that's, and that's just over. Like, some people do more than that. Some people can make up to 60,000 decisions in a day. That's a lot. That is what's running in our subconscious brain, 80 to 90% of the time. The rest of those decisions are just conscious decisions, like, what am I going to eat for breakfast today? Or, do I want to stop and get something on the way into the office? Or do I have errands that I'm going to run today? You're actually having to make some decisions on the fly. That comes from your conscious brain. But what runs in your subconscious brain, that's the majority of the time. It's what our subconscious brain is telling us what to do. For instance, brushing your teeth. You go into the bathroom, you pick up your toothbrush, you grab the toothpaste, you put the toothpaste on the toothbrush, then you may turn on the water and then wet the toothbrush, whatever way that is, and then you start to brush your teeth. Maybe you brush the top first, then brush on the inside on the top, and then you brush on the bottom, and then you brush on the inside, on the inside on the bottom, and then you rinse your mouth out, you grab a towel. This is a system. It's an automatic system, but it takes every single one of those decisions is a system around it. So how many decisions does it take to brush your teeth? That same system is what is driving all those decisions that we do, everything we do throughout the day. So this is just one of those things that we work on in coaching. It's to retrain your subconscious mind and the thoughts that are driving your life 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because I don't need to retrain how you're brushing your teeth, but maybe you need to retrain your thoughts because you're playing it safe. Our brain is meant to keep us playing it safe. It has that fight, flight, or freeze that can keep us from achieving the goals based on what we might be thinking. The more we mirror a situation where we get to choose again and again the thought that we want to think in order to have the result that we want to have, the more it becomes easier to get our brain to do what we want to have happen. So I want you to think about this. We're in charge of our thoughts, and our thoughts are choices. Most don't think about it that way. Most think that things just happen to us, that we are not allowed, not that we allow them to happen. So it's really important for you to realize this, that we are choosing our thoughts. So I want to do this example for you. So let's say you get frustrated or in a disagreement with a coworker or a family member, right? It's a situation that happens. So for instance, I'm going to use, let's say you have a place of business and Sarah comes in and she works for you, but she's always running about 10 minutes late every day. And it really is just getting on your nerves. This is the situation. The situation is that Sarah comes in late every day, almost every day, but it irritates you, right? So the situation is neutral. Now, you may not believe me on that, but the situation is neutral. What we have are thoughts around that situation. Your thought may be that, oh my gosh, she's always late. It's so disrespectful. I just can't stand it. Okay, so then you're putting emotion around that and you're saying you just are so irritated. And that forms a belief for you that Sarah's disrespectful because she's not honoring the fact that she has a time that she's supposed to start work and she doesn't do it. Now, that's the belief, okay? Now for Sarah, Sarah is running late every day. And it's almost every day, and it's really frustrating for her. Her thoughts are, oh my gosh, I wish I could just get there on time. And for her, the emotion around it is it's so stressful. And she knows that you get irritated at her, and she's already told you that her son has to get to school at a certain time, and it's almost impossible for her to get there at that time every day, but she is going to try. And for her, she has a belief, she has emotions around it that she's getting stressed and she's upset, and she's starting to form a belief that you don't care about her, you only care about your business. And that she's already shared with you that it's difficult for her, and she feels like you're just not budging and you really don't care about her. So this is the belief that you both have, and here's the situation, right? So then you make decisions. You both are making decisions. You're making a decision that you're irritated with her, that you'll probably be a little, sarcastic with her during the day, or you're just going to brush her off. And she is getting more and more irritated and making a decision that I don't like the way this is happening to me. I don't like this situation. So her actions are to become closed. Your actions are to become kind of snarky with her, whatever, right? And the result is that Sarah may leave, that you may lose that employee. And your result is that you're looking for a new employee. The situation was neutral. You both had thoughts and emotions around it that form beliefs, and then you made decisions and actions around that to get the results that happened. So what I want to explain to you is that if you want the results that you want for the end of the year, what decisions are you making and actions around that? Because they're all around the beliefs that you've made. And all those beliefs come from the thoughts and emotions we put around it. So we need to get to the point where we can put some space between the thought and the emotion. And when you start to do that, and give it some space, you're more aware of your thoughts that you're thinking and what's running your life on the daily, right? And when you become more aware, you get to decide in advance that thought that's coming to you, okay? So you get to think, is this thought helping me or hindering me? Is this thought in this situation getting me to where I need to go? What you get to do is you get to take your thoughts captive. You get to decide in advance what you want to do with it. Now, you get to apply them to the goals that you want to achieve. So, are there any negative thoughts that come to mind when you have these thoughts? Maybe it's around the income goal that you've put out there. You may be thinking, I can't do that. What was I thinking putting that goal out there? What if I don't make that goal? And it's like what I talked about last week. These are called ants. An automatic negative thought. And just one of these can set you on the wrong path to where you want to go. And we get to work on that. We rewrite those thoughts to work for you instead of against you. So I want you to create the thoughts that will create the success for you this week. If this resonates with you, let me know. Let's chat about it. If you have some negative thoughts, what are those that are popping around for you? Put them in the chat because I'll come back in and chat with you about it. Drop me a message here or, on Instagram, wherever you want to do that. And we can dig in. And if you want to set up a clarity call and discover how we can work, you can just click the link that I'm going to put into the feed. Next week, I'm going to share about an upcoming workshop that I'm going to do the first week in March. And it's about if any of you are selling, it could be corporate, it could be events, however way you're selling in your business, and you come in contact and you have to share your product or services or your offer, I'm going to talk to you about that. I want to help you learn how to price with confidence and then sell with courage. So until then, remember, clarity comes from action. So bye for now. Have a fantastic week. Thanks for joining me.